There you go. So that should have written this. Okay. Promenade. Also, 12 says mezzo forte. Is that less or more? Less. And then crescendo into measure 13, the middle of 13, where it's forte yet again. I think the mezzo forte is being a little bit generous. I would err on the side of less to start with, and then more crescendo. Again, we want to fill the space with the actual distinctive notes that we want. With a larger space, everything sounds about the same level of sound, and about the same length of notes, and about the same idea of articulation. So you have to make more adjustments. So softer when it's softer, louder when it's louder, more space if there's space needed. You know, all these things, because once you get into that space, that covers all your infractions and also covers all the good stuff too. Okay? So just remember that. Let's go back to the beginning.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Well, you told us cello since there's a lot. Mezzo piano.
Yes.
And then at 15, do you want us to go back to mezzo piano? Or?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Yes.
Because then we have a crescendo.
Do.
And forte.
Do. And I would say keep it mezzo forte, except it's just the same notes over and over again. So you want to make that huge difference. So yes. And that's true for everybody. If you have just one note that you're repeating over and over again, you want to make it more interesting. Start less, crescendo more as you play to the end of that idea. So if you just have bum, 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 you want to make it more interesting. That's the phrase. Unless it's there musically where it's just one sound, it's just a flat plateau. But we'll get to that. Let's go back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. You start up-o, which is awkward. So that means you have to have good placement. Bum, bum. Try to get a good up sound on your up. Here we go. 3. Up sound. 1, 2. It should be ba-dum, ba-da-dum. Because originally, remember, this piece is in 5, not in 4. So the beats are not what they seem. Okay? So if you count 5 beats, that is actually a real measure as opposed to just 4. So that's the reason why the accents are in weird places, or you have entrances in the middle of measures. It's kind of, it feels awkward, but it makes sense at the same time. That's the reason why. So there, measure 8, 1, bum, bum, ba-da-dum. You're not a footnote. You are the main attraction in those one set of 4 beats, right? So make sure it comes out. The other thing is, I heard some interesting notes. Where were those? Measure 15. Let me hear measure 15, please. So B flat, F natural, F natural. Here we go. Here we go. 3, 15. Make sure that the 8th notes don't speed up in the middle, in between. Let's try one more time. 15. Don't speed up. 8 notes. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. Because they break up the monotony of sound a little bit. Because otherwise it's just too much just quarter, 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 eighth note, eighth note. That's all it is. So it gives us a little bit of ba-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-da-dum, bum, bum. So when we re-enter together, and I say that together, it's very, very clear that we had a moment of break and we're back in. Again, if you want your sound to be what you want, you have to be very meticulous or over the top about how you generate it. So let's go back to 15 again. That was much better, thank you. It's better in 2. Still a couple of notes that are weird. Here we go, 15, 3, 4. D string is not our best string. It's our worst string for projection, which means you have to really move closer to the bridge as much as possible to get that best sound. I'm talking about measure 30, 31, 32. It says fortissimo, and then they put us on D string. Meh, right? So, really use the bow, go to the frog as much as possible, go to the bridge as much as possible. Use your possibility of sound that is as much as you can. I'm not telling you to press harder. I'm telling you to go to the bridge and just use the bow. Okay, that's the difference. That will save you so much time, effort, and energy. And we all have the conservation of energy law memorized. How much energy do you need to put out in order to play? You want to minimize that as much as possible so that way you have more time to play well. Okay. Let's try from the beginning again. I want to hear all those things. From the beginning. Yes.
All right, number 19, we have the mezzo forte coming down.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want mezzo piano again?
Yes, please. So when it says up bow, you project. When it says down bow, you project. Both ways. Both times. Here we go. Ready? Again, the title says what? Promenade, which means to do what? To walk, to stroll. So don't hurry. Every once in a while the ape is it's like having to bring your 5-year-old along with you to museums. Come on, no, don't touch. We're not doing that. We're just gonna walk nicely through. Okay, let's go to Bebo. Remember, Bebo is in 4. In 4. Great. They actually have it.
Okay.
I'm giving just 3/4.
Okay.
Just 3/4. the topping.
Forward to,
Forward.
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do two things. Number one, violins, violas. When we start at 21 with the arco, make sure that you don't try to emulate